Thank you so much for joining my beautiful people. This is Tarot in White Oracle, where we get into the cloud and see what we see. So thank you to Divine Creator for channeling guidance. And while I was meditating, I was getting visuals of really big lips. Someone might call you big lips. Lipstick, putting on red lipstick. Maybe someone loves the color red. I'm also getting tingling in my hands and numbing. Maybe someone is feeling like they are numbing out. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into it. This is your soul journey reading, and this is for Tauruses. If you haven't seen your short, please go back and view that. That is posted on Mondays. We do the longer deep dives and posted on Saturdays. And if you want to learn more about your person's feelings and thoughts, we deep dive into that on Sundays in a you versus them. Okay, you can look at our description to see how we are structured. Let's go ahead and talk about the energy. So the past energy, we do have the divine masculine here and the divine feminine here. At this juncture, this is for mostly our twin souls. But if you are in a soulmate or soul tribe connection, you might also resonate with some of the information, and thank you for joining. But again, at this juncture, it's mostly for our twin souls or soul twins, or the modern vernacular twin flames, to help with your own journey, which I am on myself as well, so I can relate to you. So basically in the divine masculine, your energy is here, your divine feminine energy is here. They both influence each other. So the feminine is feeling her masculine side, and the masculine is feeling his feminine side. But it's represented in two different people because your soul's energy is in two separate bodies. However, if you are in a soulmate or soul tribe, this energy is your masculine and feminine within your own, a soul within your own body. So it's not represented by two different fragments. So let's go ahead and dive in. For our masculine side, a quick review. The masculine was holding back. The divine masculine is in a standstill, not really sure what to do about all of this karmic behavior, competition. They may feel like they're having a lot of conflicts in the external world. They're trying to sort through their external karma, but they're not really sure how to do it. They may feel like they're not capable of moving forward currently. In the feminine energy, she feels like she is holding on to a lot of burden herself, having to deal with a lot of life herself, and it feels unfair. She's waiting for justice to come in, and she's learning a sense of equal give and take. Meanwhile, both divine masculine and feminine are learning how to release judgments so that they can process through compassion and forgiveness and love to themselves first and then to the external world. All right, so basically we're going to be moving forward from this energy, and this energy is going to be for your next 30 days. So our first question, of course, has to do with our third energy. What is our beautiful third energy? Because when divine feminine and divine masculine come together, they create a third energy. And this energy is processed through the collective. One of the purposes of a soul twin is to create this third energy so that the collective consciousness of the surrounding collective is able to uplift their own awakening, their own consciousness, so that everyone can level up spiritually. There are other purposes as well, but right now we're diving into our third energy. And let's go ahead and see what we have for our divine masculine. Our divine masculine's third energy and our divine feminine's third energy. This is actually one energy, but I'm just taking it from each side to see what we have. So the masculine energy is bringing in the Empress, which is all about nurturing, compassion, the spiritual soul contracts, and also grounding spirituality on earth and having a sense of enlightenment. It's a super powerful, super beautiful energy, all about that nourishment to the soul and grounding that. The feminine energy is the Hierophant. So this is all about the earthly structures, like your church, your house, your marriage. It's your commitments that you make to your spiritual self. It's the commitments you make to love. And so this energy together, it's interesting because a lot of times the masculine side brings in the grounding and committal energy, but sometimes it does come from the feminine. So the energy between these two Taurus energies that are on their twin soul journey is they're both solidifying and grounding the spiritual awakening, the nourishment, the compassion, the forgiveness, that side of life, that intuitive side of life. It's all about grounding that. And so we do see that in the Taurus's energy. We also pick that up from the Capricorn, which is no surprise because you guys are earth energies. So you guys are all about making this grounded, which is beautiful. So let's go ahead and dive into why do we have this energy for the divine masculine above? So let's go ahead and look at that. We have 5 of Pentacles, and our 5 of Pentacles is all about feeling abandoned or in separation or left out. And again, there's always a reminder that separation is an illusion. So you're not truly separated ever from your soul twin. They are your soul. Even though in physical time and space, it may look that way from an earthly perspective, and sometimes you may even feel that way, it's not true because your soul is one. And so because of that, you are never truly separated. And so this is the reason why the divine masculine is going through hardships in their external life. And they might be feeling like they're not capable, because this energy is teaching you that you can tap into your higher source, connect to source, because source is always there for you, and you can tap into your own soul, so that you can feel grounded, so that you can feel strong, so that you know that you're not separated, so that you can come out of this inversed energy where you feel like you're not capable or you can't do it, because you can do it. And so this energy externally, in the external world, the spiritual realm is trying to teach you that you are strong enough. So the masculine is learning that they are strong enough through the external competition and conflict, that they can do it, they can overcome. And this is helping them to realize that they're never alone, that they have themselves, they have their own back, they can trust themselves, and source is there, divine creator is there for them. So let's go ahead and dive into the feminine energy. What do we get for why the above energy? Why is she struggling on her own, feeling things are unfair, and the equal give and take? Okay, there's a strong sense of needing to learn about the equal give and take, because you need to be able to give to yourself and give to others evenly. You don't want to be taking too much, and you don't want to be stingy, but you also don't want to be giving too much and giving too much of yourself away, which is a lot of times what feminine energy tends to do, people pleasing, giving too much. So this is a sense of learning about balancing between these two coins, balancing between your masculine and feminine energies, balancing between your inner and external world, to give to yourself what you give to others what you give to yourself. This is about learning that balance. And so this is why you're having these experiences currently in your external world, and they can vary in different ways. You might feel like that you lent someone money and you never got enough back. You might feel like you needed to borrow something and someone denied you. You may feel like you were in a car accident and something unjust occurred, and you're not really sure why this is happening, and now you have a lot of bills piling up. Because we do have the sense of the court systems being involved as well. And so there could be something like this. Anything really to do with the courts. It can also have to do with separations and divorces and with another party, another person. But all of these things that happen in our external world for the feminine side is all about learning how to balance, learning how to juggle, so that you can become a master in your life emotionally, mentally, and financially of what you're juggling so that there's a balance between your external and internal world. So that when you move forward with your divine masculine, that energy is already evened out, because this is our card of taking steps forward, walking forward, and you can't walk forward until you have better balance. And so you're learning that so you can walk forward in this. So let's go ahead and take a look at our clearing. What are the lessons for the next 30 days for our masculine? Our lessons for our masculine have to do with judgment. It has to do with releasing judgments within yourself. We did get that energy as well as a blockage for your current energy, which is about releasing judgment. So we get this again as a verification that this is for the Taurus's next 30 days. You are all about clearing that energy out of judging yourself, because when you judge yourself, you are judging others. That's inevitably what happens. And when you do that, you are creating conflicts and competition in the external world for yourself. When you release judgments, you are no longer judging yourself. You're having compassion and forgiveness on yourself, which means in turn, you can do that for others. You can do that in your external world. And that means your competition and your conflicts are reduced. So you're learning all about that process of loving yourself, taking care of yourself, that you've got your back, source has got your back, and that you can forgive yourself for things that you've done, because we've all done things and we regret them, or we're like, oh, why did we do this? And so it's important to learn about this process of forgiving and letting it go and having compassion on yourself. As the Buddha says, compassion starts with yourself. Compassion is not complete until you also give it to you. So let's go ahead and dive into what our feminine energy is for. Why is she encountering all these things this month? What are her lessons? So her lessons are all about solidifying her earthly strength, to be strong here on earth. So she might feel like she has a lot on her plate. The divine feminine might feel like, and again, take gender as it resonates, please. She might feel like, I don't know how to do this. I'm juggling too much. Things are unfair. This world isn't being fair to me. How do I be fair to it? And etc. And so this is a big sense of just being able to be strong on this earth, to have that backbone, to stand up for yourself, to be able to have your mind about things, and to be sturdy in who you are. And it's all about that strength and that balance for you. And that's what you're going through the next 30 days. And this is what your soul is learning. So let's go ahead and look at what is on our mind. What is on our mind for our Taurus? Wow. Okay. So on the mind space of the Taurus, the mind is open to all possibilities. So the well for me is really about all of those ace cards, your ace of pentacles, your ace of swords, your ace of cups, your ace of wands, which is really possibilities in everything, in truth, in clarity, in solutions, in emotions, tapping into your emotions, into your soul's purpose, your potentials, your possibilities moving forward, and also all of the possibilities in commitment and earthly structures. So what's on the mind of the divine masculine has everything to do with possibilities. The possibilities are endless. What is possible in this connection, in this relationship? What is possible in life moving forward? So the masculine is thinking about all these things right now. What is on the mind of the feminine space? We do get the Ace of Cups. So the feminine is also thinking about all these possibilities, everything that's possible moving forward. But her emphasis is more on the emotional side, the intuitive, the telepathic, the psychic realm, and the emotional and feeling realm. So she's thinking about all these things that have to do with the cups, the Ace of Cups, which is that cup that runneth over, the cup that is open to new beginnings in love, a new chapter in love, tapping into what it is she's really feeling through those emotions. Again, take gender as it resonates. So let's go ahead and dive into our next question. What is on the heart space of our divine masculines? All right, so in the heart space, we do get a strong sense of stress and worry, maybe nightmares. You can see the external world is poking fingers at the masculine, laughing, and we do get that energy here in their current energy from the short earlier on Monday. So we do have that sense that the masculine might feel like the world is attacking them, and they're not really sure how to feel better. But the masculine needs to remember that you are connected to source, you're never alone. This is a card that is really heavy in the earth energy because it's a 9, and so it's toward the end of the numerical system. But it's also a card that is trying to remind you that even though you might feel lost on the earth and alone, that you never are. And so you don't need to be stressed, you don't need to be worried. Turn to meditation, turn to prayer, turn to source. So this is what's in the heart space. So the Taurus Divine Masculine is going through a lot. Now remember, this is for Taurus, so it could be for, you could be the Taurus Divine Masculine, or you could be the Taurus Divine Feminine, and the other one is your person. So for the Taurus Divine Feminine, we have the Queen of Wands. So her heart space is feeling really good. She's feeling powerful. She's feeling in her element. She's like, you know what? I've got this. I see that things are unfair. I see that things can be unequal, but I'm all about that new beginning in love for myself, and I can do this. I can move forward. I'm powerful. I'm a queen. I'm tapped into my intuition, my soul, my journey, and I know how to be compassionate and loving to others because I am learning that lesson for myself. So this is in her heart space. What do we get for the fears for our masculine? For the next 30 days, our masculine is fearing the 10 of Pentacles. So this does come up a lot for our masculine energies. The grounding and committal energies come a lot from the masculine, since the masculine energy is all about the action and solidification, but a lot of fear around commitment always comes up. And yeah, so it looks like in the fear space, the Taurus Divine Masculine also has a lot of fear around commitments itself. So it's not surprising. So let's go ahead and look at our fears for our feminine side. All right, she has a fear that maybe this balance. So even though she feels like she's got this, she's like, you know, that is her heart. Her mind is a new beginning in this. There is fear in the back of her, which is all about, can I balance this? Can I balance everything going on? Can I juggle all this in my life? And yes, you can, feminine, you can. Because universe and source do not give you more than you can carry, and all these lessons are not happening to you, they're happening for you to make you stronger. So there's no reason to fear, you can overcome. And let's go ahead and look at what is hidden from the feminine. What is the Divine Masculine hiding from their feminine these next 30 days? We do get the 7 of Cups. So the masculine might be feeling really confused. They might also, because they're going through their own soul journey, even though the Divine Feminine awakens earlier, and again, the soul twin has a really strong spiritual connection, a spiritual awakening, and the Divine Feminine usually goes through that first. But the Divine Masculine also will follow suit eventually. She's on a lunar cycle, and he's on a solar cycle. So her energy takes a lot longer, month by month. His energy is year by year, and he catches up a lot faster, even though she arrives there first. But the Divine Masculine might be having a sense of fantasy, what's real, and what's the illusion. And so if the Divine Masculine is going through his process of spiritual awakening, he might be having a difficult time trying to process this awakening itself. The Divine Masculine might also be having a lot of confusion about what to do in this connection. But they don't want their feminine to see this confusion. They want to deal with it on their own. What do we get for our Divine Feminine? What is the energy coming through for what the feminine is hiding from her masculine? All right, we do get the Star. So this is all about our energy that has to do with, hey, sorry, I had to take care of my cat. Okay, so basically the Star is the energy that we get from what is hidden from the masculine. So this is all about feeling fated, feeling the destiny. And the feminine might be hiding the fact from the masculine that she feels like this is destiny or fated, or she feels really connected to the masculine. She may not have expressed all these things, or she may not have used these words. so much to him. She's hiding that. There's a sense that she knows that this is more than just an earthly connection, that this is a soul twin or soulmate or soul tribe connection. She knows that this is a very strong connection. So let's go ahead and dive into our next energy. So we do get our hopes. So we did read for what's hidden from you first, so we're going to be reading from hopes now. Our hopes from our masculine side is the King of Cups. So when this card is in the upright, this does have to do with emotions and strong emotions. And so the masculine may be hoping to share their emotions with you, but they might be hiding them from you. And so, because this is in the inverse, so they're hiding their emotions from you currently, but they do have a lot of emotions. So let's go ahead and see what we get for our hopes. Okay, we do have the movement. So the feminine is very much about wanting to move forward. She's hoping to move forward, but she also, because this is close to the hidden space, might be hiding that from you. She might be hiding that she wants to move forward. She sees that this is the right time, or she feels that way, and she sees that this is a strong soul connection. It's fated destiny. And that is also part of her hope energy as well. But, you know, so she is wanting to move forward, but she might not be expressing this to you. So let's go ahead and dive into what is holding this connection back. So you may be in union now, and you may be going into another separation, or you may be in separation now and going into union. There are a lot of cycles of union and separation with our twin soul or twin flame connection. So let's see what is in the way of our final union between our Taurus divine masculines and divine feminines for the next 30 days. We do get the Page of Swords for our masculine. So what is in the way of it currently is that the masculine needs to awaken. They need to start their spiritual journey. There's a lot of confusion right now between what is real and what is illusionary. And so they might be going through their process of spiritually awakening. And as they go through this process and they're tapping into their own compassion and forgiveness through source, they are going to be evening out their spiritual energy, their side of the work. And as they do that, their conflicts and competitions will reduce and they will feel a lot more aligned. So they're on the beginnings of their journey with this spiritual awakening. And they're starting to tap into that this is something significant. This is something really on another level. But they're not quite there yet in the work that they have done. They're not fully awakened. Let's go ahead and look at our divine feminine. What is in the way of the connection? Okay, so we do get the Eight of Cups. The feminine needs to learn to walk away from the things that aren't serving her. And so basically, a lot of times the feminine energy is people-pleasing, sticking around too long. I don't want to hurt your feelings, so I'm going to do things that I don't want to do. I'm going to say yes when I mean no. And so this is really learning that you need to be true to yourself so you can be true to others. And the feminine energy is working on this. And this is just an energy of being able to walk away from the things that don't serve you emotionally. And also to realize, this is also our card of gone but not gone. So if you're in separation, it might feel like your masculine is gone. And this is really a reminder to know that he's gone, but he's not gone. You guys have a soul connection, and there's nothing that can take that away or rip that apart. And you're not in abandonment, you're not in separation. You two are together. It's just an illusion that you're not. And so coming to terms with your own ability to be content in your emotions, and know this on a mental, emotional level, spiritual level, is a process that you're going through right now. And whatever you're going through in separation or in union, this is teaching you this lesson. So let's go ahead and dive into actions. Actions for the next 30 days for our masculines. The 9 of Pentacles. So this does have to do with reaping the harvest of your hard work. So for many of you, the masculines are going to be starting off going through a lot of karmic baggage clearing. And by the end of the 30 days, they're done. They're going to be harvesting all the good stuff from all their hard work. And this has to do with a lot of earthly challenges. And so there's a lot of earthly challenges that they are resolving, and that they're able to, you know, she's picking the fruits because she spent a lot of time growing the grapes in her garden. So it's this kind of energy. Let's go ahead and see what we get for actions. So this does mean that the masculine is going to be in a better place by the end of the 30 days, where he is going to be feeling like he is more capable. He's going to be coming out of that energy of not feeling capable, because this is very capable. Okay. What do we get for actions for the feminine? We get our high priestess. So our feminine energy is all about that high priestess energy. It's all about feeling into her intuition, being connected to her soul, her higher power, her higher source. It's all about also a new way of communicating with your masculine, maybe telepathically. You're going to, by the end of the 30 days, you're going to be feeling very strong in your intuition and your emotional connection with your divine masculine. You might even be having dreams that happen, telepathic connections where you can feel what your divine masculine is going through. So the divine feminine is not taking action. Everything is internal for her. Let's go ahead and see our future energies. So we do have a future energy from our masculine and a future energy from our feminine to close this out. And we have the Hierophant. Wow, the Hierophant again. So our third energy from our feminine is our Hierophant. Can you see that? And the masculine's future energy by the end of the 30 days is the Hierophant. So he will be mirroring the third energy coming from the feminine. Beautiful. And we do have the 7 of Pentacles from the feminine. So the masculine is getting into a space where he's able to feel more comfortable with commitments, with solidifying something in the earthly realm, a grounded commitment in some form, whatever that means for you. Living together, marriage, not seeing other people. There's some sort of strong commitment that he is going to be reaching by the end of the 30 days. Well, actually it'll go a little bit after, because this is the future, so it'll be maybe 40 days. But take energy, you know, as it's resonating with you. For some of you, you will go through the energy faster, some of you slower, depending on where you are in your connection. For the feminine side, we do have investments. She is wanting to invest in this, but this is the card of waiting. It is a little bit of a low level of effort and procrastination. So she's willing to invest, but she's kind of thinking about it. She's like, are we ready? Are you ready? So she's not diving into this commitment, but it looks like the masculine is starting to solidify his energy, and the feminine is going through a very strong spiritual connection energy with the high priestess. And then she's thinking about it by the end of the 40 days. Let's go ahead and get a direct communication message from our divine masculines to the feminine. So this is going to be what's in the heart space. That kind of wanted to come out. Let's see if the divine masculine has anything that they want to communicate. Oh, okay, they do. The divine masculine has, I wasn't able to reciprocate my love for you and I regret it. So this is coming from the divine masculine. And let's go ahead and look at our divine feminine energy. There might be a direct message from the divine feminine to her masculine. Oh. Please don't lose hope on me. I'm working on myself. Okay, so we do have that from the divine feminine. So that is a private message between you and your person. let's go ahead and get a numerical advice, and then we'll be finished. So I do read for the third energy and future energy. And for the masculine, we do get the Hierophant, which is our 5, and our Empress, which is our 3. So you get a numerical value of 8 on our masculine side. On our feminine side, we do get a 5 again, and a 7. So 7 and 5 is 12. And that's going to be a numerical value of 3. So let's go ahead and, all right, sorry, I had to tend to my cat again. He's being very persnickety. Okay, so for the feminine energy, we do get a 3, which is all about inspiration. It is a very strong energy for spirituality, opening up clearer communications, harmony and balance. Is a strong number about harmony and balance, past, present, future, mind, body, soul, the Trinity, mom, dad, child, Brahman, Vishnu, Holy Spirit, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. 3 is a very strong number about spiritual balance. And so the emphasis on the feminine side is all about that spiritual balance, which I can see with your High Priestess and with your star energy, with Temperance, your Queen of Wands, and your Ace of Cups, and of course your Two of Pentacles. It's all about your spirituality and your balance, your spirituality and your strength in that for you. And your numerological number is also helping you with that. So basically, the universe gives us energy through numbers, signs, symbols, synchronicities, colors, music, and dreams, and also through animals. So your energy of the 3 is basically the universe helping you, supporting you, to provide that harmony and balance so that you can find that and go through your process and have a completeness by the end of the 30 days. You might be seeing 3s, 3-3 or 3-3-3. We can take a look and see what other numbers we have showing up here. We do have a 2 and a 5, a 1 and a 4. And we have 10, 14, we have another 5. 10 and 7, so we have an 8 and a 7, an 8 and a 2. So you do have 2 5s, which is also about changes. You're going to be going through a lot of changes as well. And you also have a couple 8s, which is also the energetic number from your masculine. And so 8s are all about, of course, infinity. You know, we have the symbol of infinity. And, you know, divine masculine might be running into a lot of 8s, 888 or 888. But this number energetically is about progression. It's about a positive change. And so this relationship is going through changes from day 1 to day 40 into the future energy, where the feminine is gaining more balance and power within her spiritual side, and the masculine is going through his awakening, or the beginning steps of it, and coming out of the external karma and external drama as he moves into a more solid committal energy. So when we look at our number 8, though, the 8 also has to do with, you know, that positive change. So while you are going through changes, it is going to be very positive because you're working through your karma and you're finding the justice around the karma. This is a strong number about justice and karma, which makes a lot of sense because it's a reflection of the feminine energy as well. And the feminine energy is going through justice and karma in justice. So this is what we have for you, and thank you so much for joining. Please stop by our You versus Them, which is released on Sundays, to dive more into feelings and thoughts of our soul twin or soulmate or soul tribe person. And please comment. Let me know what's going on in your relationship so that I can connect to your energy. And like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next Saturday. And take care.